What's going on, Who Dat Nation? Welcome into another edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, I am your host, Trace Girouard, and for today's video, we're going to be getting into some winners and losers from training camp thus far. I want to talk about 5 players that I think have looked really, really good, and 5 players who I think need to step it up if they want to either A, keep their spot on the roster, or B, keep their starting position. So really quick, I got to give you guys an update. So we did lose our sub battle in July. We had a nice lead, but at the very end of the month, Falcons today and Matthew Peterson had a big time push, and we ended up losing. And to be honest, it's pretty embarrassing considering we are over halfway through the 2024 year, and we have not won a sub-battle against those fraudulent Atlanta Falcons, which is ridiculous because we all know that the Falcons really only have like 7 or 8 fans out there. So I need your help, guys. This month, we are going to win our first sub-battle in 2024. Right now, we are currently sitting at 28,476. My goal this month is over 1,000 subs, and we can get a big-time push with this video. So help me out, Saints fans. Subscribe today. Plus, you get daily free content, live shows, and a whole lot more if you hit that big red sub button. All right, let's dive in. Training camp winners. We're going to start off with the winners, and then we're going to move over to the losers. So Chase Young, he is my first winner, and I just got to say, I really can't believe it's still hard to comprehend the fact that the New Orleans Saints have the number 2 overall pick on the roster from just a few drafts ago. I mean, I truly cannot believe that this is my life. Chase Young, he is healthy. He is rolling. He is living up to the hype. He is making play after play after play. He is showing so much speed, so much energy, so much production. And I think right now the New Orleans Saints defense got a little bit better purely because they brought in number 99. Winner number 2. Let's talk about Spencer Rattler, the rattlesnake, as we like to call him here at Saints Now by Chat Sports, and producer Chip's favorite player out there. Spencer Rattler, good news around number 18. He is starting to turn some heads, and he's starting to turn things up a notch at OTAs and at minicamp. You know, there was good. There was not bad by any means, but there was a lot of things that head coach Dennis Allen wanted to see him build on. And I think that that is a really good thing for Spencer Rattler. You're seeing him be able to connect a lot with a guy like Mason Tipton, who is another really good player at minicamp. We're going to talk about him here in a few minutes. But Spencer Rattler, he's showing really good arm strength, which is something we all knew. He's showing really good anticipation, really good accuracy, and things are starting to look really, really positive in round number 18. Now, here's what Spencer Rattler did say back in January, and I think that this is a pretty telling quote because I think he's starting to live up to what he said when he was trying to get drafted and going through the pre-draft process. I can make any throw on the field. I'm a quick learner, a fast processor, and can get in and out of the huddle and move the team. I'm just confident in my ability. I humbly believe I can stack up against anybody. I truly do believe that. And right now, Spencer Rattler is starting to make me believe that as well. So what you think, Saints fans? Are you excited about the future with the Rattlesnake? I want you to let me know in the comment section. And if you want to go above and beyond, do you think he's going to play in his rookie season? I truly do believe Derek Carr is going to start every game for the New Orleans Saints as long as he's healthy. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Spencer Rattler really lights things up and shows some really, really promising things. Maybe he finds himself on the field this season. So get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about Spencer Rattler with the Saints. All right, Taliese Fuaga, the rookie offensive tackle. He's another big winner for me. He was the first-round pick for the New Orleans Saints. And to be honest, he's pretty much the only bright spot right now on the offensive line outside of, Eric McCoy and whatnot. But there's been a lot of question marks around the offensive line, but Taliese Fuaga, Eric has been getting a lot of praise. Eric McCoy, the center, actually said that he is the best rookie that he has ever played with as an offensive lineman, so that's pretty good, and I think that's a pretty high praise for the player, and obviously he's turning out to be a really good scheme fit, and I think that he's going to be a good player for a very long time here in New Orleans. Now, Mason Tipton, I mentioned him just a few minutes ago. He is maybe the biggest winner so far. I mean, this kid was a UDFA out of Yale, And right now, he is making a massive case to find himself on the 53-man roster. He's showing really, really good route running. He's showing that he has quality hands and the ability to make plays. Spencer Rattler has been targeting Mason Tipton a lot at training camp. And honestly, this is actually a pretty cool thing in my opinion. He went from a UDFA just a couple of months ago. Now he's getting reps with the first team. I think that's a testament to not only what Mason Tipton has done thus far, but what the Saints think that he is capable of doing in the future. Now, here's what Tipton did say in a press conference after camp just a couple of days ago. I'm very thankful to be here. I definitely have a chip on my shoulder, and I know I have to come out here and prove it every day. Now, Mason Tipton, he is a smaller guy. He's not very tall, but I can tell you one thing about him. He has really, really impressed the Saints coaching staff, and I think at the end of the day, having a small, speedy wide receiver in the slot may not be too bad of an option. Now, another big winner for me is Alontae Taylor. He's our final winner in today's video. And I just have to say, for a player like Alontae Taylor, he's got a lot to prove this season. There's question marks, there's concerns, but there's also a lot of upside and promise for him. And at camp, in day 6, he went up against Chris Olave in one-on-ones, and he won 3 out of the 4 reps, which I think is pretty good. When you're winning reps and you're winning the majority of the reps against the team's wide receiver 1, you know what? I think that's some pretty good news. And he's been showing some solid growth. He's been getting active. He's been very vocal. He's been talking a lot of mess. He's been chirping, and he's been playing with a lot of aggression, a lot of physicality. And right now, that is exactly what I want from Alontae Taylor, to continue to develop, continue to grow until he can prove that he is a true, reliable starter in that slot position. And right now, I think he's doing a good job of growing into that spot. So coming up next, we got some losers at training camp so far, because anytime in life that there's winners, there's also some losers. And let me just preface with this. Just because they're losers doesn't mean I hate them, doesn't mean I think they stink. But I do think that these are some players that need to step it up if they want to, make an impact for this team. But really quick, got to give a shout out to today's presenting sponsor, and it is Game Time. And if you're like me and you like going to live events like concerts, comedy shows, and sports, you have to check out the Game Time app. They have killer last-minute deals, all-in prices from your seat, and the lowest price guaranteed. They take the guesswork out of buying tickets to the MLB, NFL, college sports, and a whole lot more. And obviously, New Orleans is a city that never ever sleeps. They're always having stuff going on, whether it's LSU, Tulane, concerts, anything like that. So there's always live events happening. You can get tickets to the Saints preseason, the Saints regular season, and you can even go ahead and get tickets to the LSU game out in Las Vegas if you use the Game Time app. And if you use our promo code CHATSPORTS, you can see it right here. That's code CHATSPORTS. You'll get $20 off your first purchase. So basically, if you hook it up with us, we hook it up with you and buy you either a t-shirt, a couple beers, or, a hot dog at the stadium. So one more time, terms do apply. Create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS. That's code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off. All that information is in the comments and description of this video. Shout out to Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, let's talk about some losers. Please don't come after my throats on this one. Marshon Lattimore is a loser so far for me. And it's not anything that he's done. It's actually the lack thereof. He's dealing with the hip flexor injury. And for a player who the Saints, it seems like they really want to keep around, and a lot of fans want to keep around, and a player who in the past 2 seasons has missed 17 games due to injury, I don't love it. I'm just going to say it. It's my show. I don't love it. I think that that's kind of frustrating. I think that it's a little bit annoying more than anything, and it's nothing against the player. The injury bug stinks, but man, I mean, when Dennis Allen says this, it's concerning, and yet I'm not losing sleep over it. I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what to make of it, because I'm concerned, but I'm also not losing sleep over it as well. But I'm also like, what the hell? It's Marshon Lattimore. Like, we need him on the field. Now, I will say this. Kool-Aid McKinstry, he's looking pretty good. He's starting to get some reps. He's starting to get active at training camp. So maybe that's what he means. But I will say this. I want to keep Marshon Lattimore around on the defense. I truly do believe the team is better when he's on the field. And so if Marshon Lattimore is dealing with a long-term injury here, it really is unfortunate. But I do believe that Marshon Lattimore can come back. As of right now, there's nothing saying that he won't be able to return anytime soon. He was actually at practice yesterday. That was the other day. That was the photo that we showed you just a moment ago. So, I'm a little bit worried about it, but I got to ask you the question. Are you worried, or are you just like, nah, man, I'm chilling. Nothing here. It's no big concern. I want you to get in the comment section. Let me know. I'm going to be interacting with y'all down below. So let me know your thoughts, and I want to see if, we have the same opinion here. All right, another big-time loser. I'm going to say minus Taliese Fuaga, the offensive line. I mean, they've been getting dusted. They've been getting worked. And to be honest, it's kind of unfortunate. A lot of the injuries are starting to stack up in the trenches and on the offensive line specifically. And right now, the defensive line is dominating at the offensive line at training camp, which should be expected. For the record, it should be expected because the offense – at training camp, it typically takes a little bit of time to get the offense, really in motion and really get things in the groove. But when the defense just continues to dominate and dominate and dominate and the offensive line just really can't get anything going, it makes me a little concerned, especially considering that's where the biggest question mark for me is around this team in 2024. If the offensive line cannot execute their assignments, it does not matter who's calling the plays. It does not matter who's running the ball. It doesn't matter who's catching the ball or who's throwing the ball. The whole operation is blown up if the offensive line cannot execute. Now another loser, and this one's kind of weird. A.T. Perry, but I remember last year at training camp and in the offseason, he really didn't make a ton of noise during practice. All of it really started coming in during the preseason. So, maybe this is just a guy who isn't great at practice, but he's a gamer, and when the lights are on and it's time to go and you're strapped up and you're ready to roll, maybe he's a player who can actually get it done, because we saw him do it a lot last year. We saw him make a ton of crazy catches, a ton of crazy plays, but I want to see him do that on a consistent basis at training camp as well, because I think that he can be a valuable player. He just has to do it at a consistent level. Now, Kendre Miller is also a loser for me in today's video, and with him, I'm so frustrated. I'm excited about him because he has so much capability, and he has so many capabilities, and he has so many strengths. He has all of the tools to be a successful running back in the league. But here we are again, dealing with another injury for Kendre Miller. Nick Underhill reporting this just a few days ago. Dennis Allen said that when it comes to Kendre Miller, that's a player who needs to figure out how to stay healthy because he can't make the team in the training room. I could not agree more. I totally agree. You can't make the club from the tub. You got to be able to execute. You got to be on the field. The best ability is availability. Doesn't matter how fast, how strong, how good his hands are, how good that his field vision is. Doesn't matter his contact balance. If he's not on the field, you don't get any of it. So I think Kendre Miller really has to find a way to get healthy, because if you don't have them, things start getting a little bit concerning with the running back room, at least in the long term. Now, the last loser, I really hated putting him on here because I'm really rooting for the kid. Charlie Smith, I actually had him as a loser because when it comes down to the production at training camp, Blake Grupe is doing a lot better. And obviously, here we are. It's very different amount of reps and stuff, but these are the most updated numbers that I've seen at the time of filming this video. Blake Grupe's only missed 2 field goals, whereas Charlie Smith has also only missed a handful. And I do think when it comes to Charlie Smith, he's a player who has upside and can be good. He has a strong leg, but he has to be accurate. That's the thing. You have to be accurate. And with Blake Grupe, he's been playing football for, pretty much his entire life. Charlie Smith, the American football is a new thing for him. So I'm rooting for Charlie Smith. I would love to see him make the roster. It's nothing against Blake Grupe. I just think Charlie Smith's story is really, really cool. So got to see a little bit more from Chuck. Hopefully he can get it done. And, we'll see who ends up winning this kicker battle. And I'm going to be honest, special teams makes you a little nervous as well. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to do all the YouTube cliche things. Hit the thumbs up icon, like the video, comment down below, and do not forget to subscribe. That way you can get more Saints videos just like this all throughout the year. Doesn't matter if it's the offseason, training camp, preseason, or during the regular season. We're going to be giving you guys coverage every single day. So be sure to lock us in. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.